Welcome back to the Hash Time Show. We are here with Miss Chastity Alun, our co-host. We back again with it, y'all. We're here to give you the real, the itty gritty between the lines, nothing else, no fluff, no faking it, none of that. Like, no. So, we're going to go ahead and just throw y'all the question of the day.
The question of the day.
For our ladies, okay? Should you go for the rich man, or should you go for the guy with potential to be rich? What is your opinion about that one?
So I think it depends on the age of the man. I think it depends on just like your current situation and what you're looking for. So personally, me, I would like to grow with my man. I want to be on that journey. I want to start. I want to be there to help him because I feel like it's a different level of respect
For sure,
at certain parts. Because and I've been around some rich men, and they are very entitled, and they're used to getting what they want. It depends on, and they were older too. Some of them were older, but it's just like I feel like it's just a thing of, I know what I have, and I can have my way. I can get what I want. I feel like when you first meet somebody and y'all build on that journey, then it's like, okay, well, she helped me get to this place. And you have to be careful with that, too, because sometimes when you build a man up,
what they say now, what they
when
say.
you build a man up, okay? You build him up, and then you build him up for the next moment. So that's why you have to really, decipher.
Yeah.
You have to have discernment, and if you really want to invest your time in this guy. Now, if you have a rich man that's already established, you have to make sure that he's mature.
Right.
Emotionally mature, mature in his thinking, and if he's really ready to take you on and be serious with it. Because if you think about it, most rich men, I'm not going to say most, some, because I don't like to categorize people. Yeah. So, some rich men, women are just a good time, to be honest. Also, what I noticed, the older rich guys, they like the young ones.
They do.
Younger than us.
Oh, shit.
Very young, very young, because they having their way. You know what I'm saying? When a man having his way, and you trying to come over here, and you like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to be with you, I want to be. He like, girl, I'm rich, I'm having my way, I can have anybody. You got to really think about that.
Yeah, for sure.
So, me personally, I want to build with mine, unless he has to be a phenomenal man.
Yeah.
To already be established and and just take me serious. You know what I mean?
I feel you. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like rich men do have a sense of entitlement. They do. They really do. And they have their certain ways. So if they want something, they feel like, oh, I can have it because I'm used to that type vibe. Like, they're very authoritative, and they're like, if it ain't my way, no way. Like, get out my face if it ain't what I want. You know what I mean? Yeah. Most of them are like that. Now, if you have a man that's actively looking for a wife who is rich, now, if he's in that mental space where he's like, okay, I'm ready to settle down, I'm tired of this lifestyle, I'm tired of just having, just random girl here, random girl there, then maybe he will be ready for a woman to enter into his life and for him to just pay attention to her and to really figure out, okay, can I settle down with this woman?
Right.
But I also do think, men probably would be like, oh, you don't know what's in my mind. But I feel like, too, some men probably will be like, well, are you really here for me? Yeah. Or are you here for my money?
And we here for the money.
Most of the time, women are. And I feel like that's the issue when it comes down to rich men, and the reason why they are so arrogant when it comes down to that, because they're like, at the end of the day, you just treat me like money, so I'm going to just treat you how I want to treat you. You get what I mean? So it's kind of like, do you understand? Like, I feel like if you are trying to go for the rich man, have him tell you exactly what he's looking for. And hopefully he's honest about his choices or what he wants. Hopefully he's honest. If he is honest, he will let you know, hey, right now, I'm not looking for anything serious. You can have fun with me, I have fun with you type vibes. Right. But if you're really looking to settle down, I feel like a man needs to express that. He needs to be like, well, look, I ain't here for no games.
Right.
I'm really, you know, I'm trying to settle down. I'm trying to get to a standpoint in my life where I have somebody with me while I make this money.
Right,
Like, I ain't
right.
trying to die alone. I ain't trying to have all this money and still not have somebody with me to enjoy life with. You get what I mean?
Yeah, because you know, like money. When you have money, you're exposed to a lot.
Yeah,
And a lot of things are accessible.
for sure. Yeah.
That's not like if you work a regular, not even if you work a regular job, but if you're not in that same tax bracket.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't get the same opportunities. You know what I'm
sure.
saying? Sometimes you don't experience the same things. So I agree with you on that.
Yeah. And going for the guy who has potential, like you said, there's always that question, well, if I build him up, is he just going to leave after I build him up? I don't feel like that's common. I don't feel like that's as common as we try to make it seem.
Okay.
I feel like at the end of the day, if somebody has somebody that they built something with, it's something special. You know what I mean? It's something that can't really be replaced. Once you find that person that you actually built with, somebody that you found that emotional connection with, like y'all were there through the hard times, the struggle, the stresses, all of that. Like if y'all really put in the same amount of effort to make what y'all have today, I feel like it's not as common as people think, oh, he just gonna leave me for somebody else. Now I will say mindsets and everything mindsets I will say, like, mindsets and everything can change in a man. Like once he gets a little bit more money on him, he may get a little bit more arrogant. He be like, well, now I can get what I want because I got a little change on me. You get what I mean? So you have different types of men who just go through certain things, and I feel like if you do build a man up and you help him, well, not necessarily build him up, but if you help him build himself up and y'all work together, and then he goes through this standpoint in his life where he's like, I just want to see what it's like to be a rich man out in the world. I feel like sometimes you just have to allot a space to where men can just figure it out.
Yeah.
Like men can just figure out, okay, this is new, I gotta adjust. Like everything in life you have to adjust to. Everything isn't going to be the same forever. So I just feel like women too have to understand that part.
True.
Yeah, if
I
you're
agree with you on
building,
that.
if you're building with a man, you have to understand what comes with it.
True.
Because your life changes, his life changes. Both of y'all have to adjust.
And I also feel like money, you know how they say money changes people?
Yeah.
I really think money just like amplifies who you are.
In a sense, yeah. If you go that route.
Yeah, like I just feel like, you know, you just a rich, if you're a kind person, you're just a richer kind person.
Yeah.
If you're not so kind, you know,
it's gonna
and
end.
your asinine ways are gonna show. But it's just, I feel like that's what it does. And you know, I got a lot of feelings about this, so we'll move on. We'll move on.
But no, we can definitely touch on money, because I feel like sometimes too, a lot of people don't realize that the reason why you aren't as successful as you are is because of your character. And I say that only because some people just aren't the type of people who need to have money. And the reason for me saying that is because they'll be the main ones stumping on everybody else who ain't got money like them. At the end of the day, they'll be like, oh yeah, y'all broke, y'all this and that, watch me do this, I'm successful, y'all ain't got no money, ha 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 ha, like they evilness to them because they got a little bread on them. So I feel like everybody isn't fit to have money, and certain personalities aren't fit to have money, and 9 times out of 10 that's why they be broke, because they don't understand the only reason why you are the way you are is because of your character flaws. And you have to fix those in order for your success to even attempt to appear in your life. Other than that, like, I don't feel like good comes to those of evil intent. I personally don't feel like that.
That's true.
So at the end of the day, between the rich and the potential rich guy, it's really up to the woman at the end of the day.
I feel like it's a preference. Like it's
it's just your preference.
You can meet a great rich guy, and he's like checked off everything on your list with most of the things, and then you can meet somebody that you could potentially build with. So it's up to the woman to decide.
For sure.
You know what they want to do, and how, like, if you had to, well, you have actually. Yeah. You saw potential in your husband. How was that experience for you? Like, did you trust yourself? Like, what was the journey on, like, I'm gonna go all in with him, I believe in him? Like, what was the mindset? What was the progress? Like, how did you handle that?
So for me, I was working, right? So I was working at Enterprise at the airport in Savannah. I ain't like the job anyways. I ain't gonna be honest with you. I was outside. I was sweating when it was hot. I was freezing when it was cold, and I was dripped with water when it was raining. So a lot of conditions that I just didn't favor in the first place. But with that being said, when he presented basically to me, he was like, you know, I started this investment business. I started this chat, but it's too many people coming in for me to handle by myself. And he was like, look, he came to me with a plan. See, that's what a lot of men don't understand. Like, if you want your woman to help you, you have to come up with a plan and present it to her. She's not gonna come up with that business plan for you. If you want her to work with you, have the plan in store so y'all can see the trajectory of the whole success story. You get what I mean? So he presented to me, he was like, look, I'm already making this amount, but if you help me, we can build it to this. We can build it to that. And I was like, okay, I can see this. I can really see this. He's showing me numbers. He's showing me how many people are in the chat. You know, he's showing me everything. So I'm like, you know what? Okay, let's do it. Because you came to me with the plan, you believe in you. I'm going to believe in you too. You get what I mean? As a spouse, as a person who is supposed to be there to stand by you, I feel like if you have a dream, let me help you try to accomplish it. If it doesn't go the way that it plans, so be it. But at least we tried. You know what I mean? So I'm not finna just put down a plan just because I feel like, oh, it ain't worth it. Because at the end of the day, you don't know. Just give it a try. So that's why I was like, if you believe in this, I believe in it too. So we decided to work together, and that's really what it was. He came up with the plan. He was like, look, I can triple what you make in a month. Just quit your job and help me. I was like, okay.
All right.
Okay, that's fine with me. That is totally fine with me. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we covered whether or not it is a good idea to have a rich man or a potential rich man. I mean, at the end of the day, it's up to you. We ain't trying to tell you, oh, you should choose this type of guy or you should choose that type of guy. We're just basing it off our opinions, okay? Now, when it comes down to men and women, there are a lot of double standards. So many, and everybody has different feelings about it. You know what I mean? So, a couple of double standards. A couple of double standards. I feel like women are expected to be the angels in relationships, while men are deemed to do whatever they want to do and, you know, move at their own pace and all of this while we're just sitting there being, you know, reserved and, oh, baby.
Somebody play James Brown, This Is a Man's World, real quick. Because, like, that's crazy.
That's one of the double standards that I don't understand, because if you're in a relationship, I feel like both of y'all have to put in the effort. It shouldn't be just like, oh, well, you're expected to do this no matter what I do. Every relationship don't work like that.
It don't.
And it shouldn't be, oh, it must be this way, or I don't want it. You got to take my mess. You got to take whatever I dish out because you the woman and I'm the man type vibes.
You know what I blame that on?
What?
The media.
It's really because of the media. It's really because of the media.
And you know what? And I also think that we are built differently from, like, let's say our grandmothers.
For
Let's
sure.
Think about our grandma.
Oh.
Like, we love our grandma.
We love her. Man,
She's
grandmas they went through a lot.
She's very meek.
Yeah.
And submissive in
very
all ways possible.
Very.
However, we are a new generation of women. Now, I have my other grandmother was very different. She's very bold, very direct.
Yeah.
I say what I want to say when I want to say it. I don't care how anybody else feels about it. So, like, you know, I think it's like a give and take. Like you said, like, we have to compliment each other. We both have to compromise.
Right.
But, like, that double standard of it's kind of an excuse, like, well, I'm the man.
Right.
It's like,
so I should be able to do whatever I want.
Like,
just because you got something growing between your legs.
Woman. Like, what about me? And it's not fair.
It's not.
Let me tell you, double standards, they all cater to men. Like, we know most things in the world does.
Yeah.
It caters to the man.
Yeah.
Because he is just deemed as like the supreme being,
the masculine.
Even if you think
like,
about it, I know I might get a little deep right here, but God, we say he. How do we know? How do we know God? She might be a she now, because everybody come from a woman.
Or
you know
really,
what I'm
is
saying?
it a it?
Or is it just it's just like they deem everything towards the male gender, and it's not fair. You know, it's really not fair. So that thing of like you have to be considerate. Be considerate in your actions. Think about what I want this to be done to me. You know what I mean? When you're thinking about how you treat your woman, or vice versa, even how you treat your man.
Yeah.
It's just more so of like, what I really think is that men are stronger physically, but we are the most strongest beings on this earth, like emotionally, just like
we are tested every day.
Like, and I also think that men are a little more emotional than women. That's
men
just
are emotional.
Like, we can handle we can handle a lot, and we are like, they've kind of conditioned us to be able to handle things, like
to get through it silently.
Like, that's what a strong woman does. And it's like, I don't want to be strong.
I want to cry. I want to be like, help. You know what I mean?
No, don't do that to me. Like, you the man, you be strong. You know what I'm saying? You.
But do you think that's an issue too? Because we also don't think men should be emotional.
No. Let me tell you, having 3 sons, I would never tell my son, like, you don't cry, that's what girls do. Because that's not correct. That's not right, in my opinion. I'm not telling anybody how to parent. But me, as a mother of 3 sons, I want you to be, you are a human being first.
Exactly.
Whether you are male or female, you have emotions. I really don't like that stigma of like, don't teach your boys to cry, that's weak, that's soft. No, it's not. It's actually very emotionally mature. Like, if you know how to handle and control your emotions. Like, you know, everybody has to have an outlet, and sometimes crying can be that. Like, they feel, even though they're men, they feel. And to me, they're more sensitive than us. They might not show it, but, you know, just, you know, being in a relationship and dealing with men and having 3 sons too, they're more sensitive to us. And so that whole I really don't like double standards. It's not fair to the woman. Like, don't do us like that, because as soon you notice, like, think about it, like, it's just a scenario, like how you said women are expected to put up with a lot of things. Okay, so if you go out and cheat on me, I'm expected, like, oh, forgive him, girl, because that's what a man gonna do. You know what I'm saying? A man gonna be a man. They always say that, right? He might do it multiple times, he might do it once. As soon as you do it, oh my God, you are deemed to hell. Like, that man gonna be like, you cheated on me.
No, you Satan. Like, you Satan. Like you're,
I ain't finna stay with you. I ain't finna stay with you. You cheated on me. It's
partner
like,
in crime is.
Oh, chill. You know what I'm saying? You know what you do. Like, you know, like, you do what you do. Like, so they can't really handle. They can't really handle it, and it hurts not fair. It always falls back on the woman. Like, I don't think it's fair. And another thing I'm gonna say, this is another double standard I don't like, even though it's not my preference as a woman. However, like, sexual freedom, right? Okay. Oh, you know.
Yeah, we ready.
A man he gonna run wild. He gonna do sow his royal oats. Okay. Now, if a woman decide, I want to be sexually free, you know, I want to live, I want to do what I want to do.
Oh,
baby, you a
passed
hoe.
Around.
You a hoe. You this, you that. And I'm like, and as a man, you a hoe too. Don't hoe go both ways, in my opinion. Like, you know, don't do that.
No,
don't do that. Don't try to judge me because I'm doing what you doing.
Exactly.
I'm doing what you doing.
Male or female. Like, if you doing it, you doing it.
Yeah, it's a lot of double standards that we are, like, here to uphold them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
What's another double standard?
Well, let me piggyback on this first.
Okay.
So when it comes down to men's emotions, I didn't really understand it. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand it because they're not around men who actually go through certain things, and they're not there to see, okay, like if you have children, like if you have a son, like you said, then you will understand they go through emotions. If you have a spouse, or if you're in a relationship with somebody and they're going through something, and you see them when they're down versus when they're up, like you understand, dang, like he's a human being too.
Right.
He has emotions, like things bother him just like things bother me.
Right.
And that's what changed for me. Because I got to see it firsthand. I'm like, well, dang, you know, at first I didn't really see this. I didn't see emotions from a man because
Right.
like I said, men always try to cover it up. They never try to show their emotions whenever they're down. They always like, okay, well, I was taught I'm a man. I'm not supposed to
Right.
express myself.
It's
so I'm going to go
so
suck it
sad.
up, and then I'm going
It's
to come back
sad.
whenever I'm ready.
Yeah.
But if you're around a person a whole lot, you'll see that part of them. You'll see that side of them that's just like, dang, like you go through stuff too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like we can't sit up here and say, oh, you must suck it up, because at the end of the day, we all have brains, we all have hearts, and all of our hearts get broken. Like
Right.
hearts are brittle. You get what I mean? So at the end of the day, our emotions are going to run wild, and sometimes we just need that extra help.
True.
And also when we're picking back on women and sexuality.
I know. Y'all get on my nerves with that. Ooh.
So it's kind of like I had a conversation about this on my live. And basically, look, as soon as you say anything about it's okay if women, you know, express their sexuality, they go crazy. Like men will literally be like, oh no, you're supposed to hold it down. Like, what are you talking about? This and this and this. And then they bring in like certain cultures. Certain cultures do this, certain cultures do that. But I'm like, you're in America, suck it up. You're not there. That's my response. Are you there? Are you in that country? You're in America, sir. So come back to reality. when you move there, that's when you can be like, yeah, I can do
embrace
this.
the culture.
You are an African American. Okay? Get it together.
We gonna tell a woman what to do with her body, though.
How?
We gonna tell y'all what to do with y'all bodies.
Right, for sure.
Yeah, you
We
can't
really
tell a woman what to
don't.
do with their bodies.
We
You know
really
what I
don't.
mean? Yeah, that's not cool. Not cool at
Yeah.
all.
Okay, so since we were talking about man versus woman, basically in a sense of the man saying that he can do whatever he wants and the woman pretty much has to stand for it. But in just relationships in general, do you think there's a such thing as a bad decision or a mistake? Do you think there's a fine line between it? Do you think they're relevant, or do you feel like it's just non-exempt in the first place?
It depends on the action.
Okay.
Okay.
Give an example.
So a mistake can just be something that you honestly didn't intend to do. It can kind of be like grounded in ignorance,
Right.
as well.
Yeah,
Depending
yeah.
on just daily life, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You know, or it can be like miscommunication. It can be like, you know, or I misunderstood what you were saying. Like, those are mistakes. Now, when we're
Right.
talking about bad decisions, you know, because you are in control of your body, your
Yeah.
mouth, your everything.
Right.
Your brain. You are in control of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. If you go out and do something you know that I'm going to be mad
You
at.
know the
Don't be like,
consequences.
it was a mistake. Because I'm going to be like, no, it wasn't.
You
Get
were
out my face with that
clear.
bull. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't a mistake. Just
Right.
be like, own up to what you did. You
For
know what I'm saying?
sure.
Like, for real. Be real.
Be
like,
real.
let's just be real. It wasn't a mistake. It's something you wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then
Now you
didn't
regret
care
it.
about, yeah, like you was like, I'm going to do this. I'll deal with that later.
Mm-hmm. And now you
Okay.
got to deal with it
Just
later.
stand up in there. Stand up. Stop being weak in the knee.
You
Just
was
stand
standing
It
up
wasn't no
before.
mistake. It
You was
wasn't no
standing up
mistake.
in it before.
And-
So
but
keep
you
the
know
same
what?
energy.
You know what? I used to be a person of like, if somebody do something to me and I would never do it to them, I'm kind of still like that, but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
If they do it to me, then I don't know how to forgive them. But a person very close to me has taught me forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
Yes, very, very close. He's taught me forgiveness because people do things around him and he's quick to forgive, and I'm just like, hold on now.
Yeah, how do you have such a heart like that?
Yeah. So I think about that because we, like I said, we all are humans. We're gonna make mistakes and we're gonna make bad decisions. We just got to deal with the consequences on each end. So like mistakes, I can honestly forgive a mistake for real and let it pass. Like, okay, that you didn't mean to, you know, it wasn't that harmful, but something that you intended to do, that's a bad decision. Like you decided to do that. That's the difference. Like you decide. A mistake is sometimes like unintentional. Yeah, you know what I mean. And it can be bad decisions on anything. Like you really said this, you decided to say this, you knew what it was gonna be. Like you knew it was gonna hurt somebody. So yeah, that's it. It's a thin line between it. Yeah, so if you just, you know, if you do that, just be ready to deal with what come with it.
I feel
That's
you.
all I'm saying.
I feel like bad decisions are more thought out.
Yeah.
I feel like you go through this whole line of what can possibly be done after you do it or after you say it. So you know exactly what the reaction is going to be, what the consequences are going to be, what it's going to cause if you do this or if you say this. Like that's a bad decision in my opinion, where literally you're thinking through every possible scenario and then you go and do it anyways, despite the fact that you know there are going to be certain consequences to it. Now mistakes, I feel like those are things that you go in blindly with, things you don't really think through, things you kind of just act on or you just say it and then boom, you're like, crap, I didn't expect this to happen, or I didn't expect the person to react this way or feel this way because I said it. So at the end of the day, like you said, mistakes are more of the ignorance factor because you're not really understanding what could possibly happen from those actions or from those words. But I think a lot of people try to make an excuse for their bad decisions.
Of course. And you should learn from, like, mistakes. You can learn from them. You can learn from bad decisions, too, but you already
You can learn from both.
Yeah, so, like, mistakes, you learn and you be like, okay, well, maybe next time I'll do that differently. Or I won't say that, or I'll try a different approach. You know, it's like a lesson in a mistake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So...